Good morning, my fellow Americans. I'm Dr. Stephen Clark Bradley, and this is what I think. And I hope you'll tell me what you think as well about what's going on in our world as we are facing historic, even apocalyptic moments that are taking place in our world that is going to change the world forever, that truly indicate that Jesus Christ is coming back very soon. Are you ready? I hope you are. I know I am, and I'm sure you are too. And I hope you'll tell me what you think too in the comments below, and let me know what you think and help my channel grow here through your help by liking my video. Thank you so much. We are living in some stark days, and these stark days are ahead for the United States in its efforts to end the Islamic Republic of Iran. There is an intrinsic need to deal with Iran, even to the point where I want to say that the next war that America fights must be in Iran to save these people. I have been glued to everything going on. 30,000 people have been butchered, slaughtered. I mean, just like the Nazis in World War II, shooting them on the streets. It's just too much to watch. I found that I couldn't even watch it before I went to sleep or I'd dream about it. How terrible, how awful. And we have to deal with it. This war, which is in the process of slaughtering tens of thousands or perhaps even more of their own people, that does not even include the thousands who have been imprisoned. My goodness. After the last uprising in Iran, 20,000 people were imprisoned. 15,000 were hung by the neck from cranes, not so that they would break their necks, but so that they would suffocate to death on cranes in the public, to scare the people to death so that they would obey the Ayatollah. This has got to go. Ayatollah Khamenei has indeed crossed President Trump's red line, and I have no doubt that he will keep his word. At this point, with our armada there, with all of the force that we have there now, if Trump does not strike Iran, his word will be worth nothing anymore. It's time for us to take action, and I know he will. Now we see that this nation has been thrust upon the world stage and is now at the center of the international debate. First of all, regarding nuclear weapons. I mean, we got rid of that. Now it's time to get rid of the whole shooting match and destroy the Islamic Republic. I mean, it's necessary to ask the question, why does a land that is sitting on a sea of oil ever have need of nuclear power anyway? Would it be wise to trust a nation, to allow a nation like that to continue to exist? No, we have got to destroy it. And this wave of terror that has hit the world since 1979, when the Islamic Republic was born, has put the world constantly at a rattle of nerves because we never knew what they were going to do. The only president we've ever had who called their bluff, who made them stand up and defend what they said, is Donald Trump. And now we find ourselves on the precipice of a great world-shaking war that once we do it, once we end the regime, the world will be far better off than it is today. Can we continue to work with other nations that closely work with Iran, such as Russia, such as China, that would help Iran to achieve their goal? These are questions that must be answered. Olive branches to Iran is an effort to appease the devil, while Russia and China have pressed ahead in their support and investment in that evil nation. Let me just say that when I talk about Iran as an evil nation, I'm not talking about the Iranian people. They have risen up, hundreds of thousands of people, even millions across the country, in every province of the country, crying out, Reza Pahlavi, Reza Pahlavi, Javid Shah, which means long live the king. They want this to end. So throughout this message, when I talk about Iran, I am not talking about the Iranian people, who are a free, loving people. They love freedom. They love justice. They love democracy. And they have lived in hell for 47 years. And it's time to end it. Now, finally, that ever-growing movement of revolutionary fervor building inside of Iran for real freedom has now exploded into a true people's revolution. The Iranian people are crying out for freedom. They are crying out and laying down their lives for freedom, much like we did back in 1776. So if anybody in America is condemning the people of Iran, think about what we had to do to become a nation ourselves. That craving of liberty in the heart of men and women, especially those who are caged souls under evil empires, can never be felt truly while in bonds, while in captivity. Yet, once they are free, the Iranian people, once they are free of the restraints, such as fear, depression, and hopelessness, then the people will rise up. Now the people have risen up. And that is exactly what is taking place in Iran today. So there is no room for a breather, no way to take a vacation. There is now no alternative to taking these evil men from power, to keep the world safe for civilization. So important. Let all these maneuvers come as they must. They have to be there, I guess. But rest assured that even now, the various offices of strategy and planning in the Pentagon, in the United States, are making preparations for war with Tehran, with the terrorist regime. And if we need proof of that, just look at the USS Abraham Lincoln, sitting right now perfectly poised and positioned to attack. And it will happen, I truly believe. And we will bring down this terrorist regime. There can be no victory in the war on terror without taking out the main sponsors of the war on terror, which is Iran. Iran is the root of terrorism in the world today. Look at this. Just by getting rid of Venezuela, Donald Trump put China on their back legs, put Russia on their back legs, and Iran. Now getting rid of Iran will take the world to a more peaceful place. But there will be no peace in the Middle East completely until the Prince of Peace comes and takes his throne in Jerusalem. Fundamentally, Iran's ideological doctrine is its strategic goals and its political cravings, unbelievable evil cravings that they have, is to control the Middle East and have nothing change and let them become more powerful. And it's been this way since Khomeini's ascent to power in 1979. And it's been the same since Khamenei came to power after Khomeini's death, when he found his place in hell. So dangerous what's going on today. In short, Iran has employed terrorism as its weapon of choice. Since the beginning of the revolution, they have done this. The Islamic regime has really achieved great success in their aims. They build Hamas. They build Hezbollah. They fund the Houthis, all of them. And now they're gone. They don't have any more proxies. They don't have these people to come to their defense. And we need to take them out completely. Terrorism is a state-sponsored weapon in Iran, and their foreign policy is built around terrorism. Iranian researcher and historian Yael Shahar pointed out that terrorism has served the regime of the Ayatollahs as a tool of both domestic and foreign policy since the Islamic Revolution's birth in 1979. This policy has been directed against Iranian citizens inside Iran as well as outside of Iran, and trying to kill those who have left the evil republic and that are in exile. Iran's sponsorship of terrorism has bridged ideological gaps and political divides. Terrorism through Tehran has provided arms and training to such groups as Gama al-Islamiyah, Egyptian al-Jihad, Algerian GIA, Al-Qaeda, as has also benefited from Iran, including the Muslim Brotherhood in Egypt. More recently, this support has taken the form of free passage for Al-Qaeda activists, for Hamas, for Hezbollah in Lebanon. All these things have been bankrolled completely by the Iranian mullahs. The Iranian mullahs funded and trained Hamas terrorists for the Palestinian terrorist attack on Israel on October 7th. Unbelievable. The tyrannical triumph of the Iranian Revolution in February 1979 kindled a burst of radical actions by Iran that only merit the title of state-sponsored terrorism. They are terrorists from birth, and they will take terrorism to their grave. But Jesus said, live by the sword, die by the sword, and they are going to surely die. We may never have all the facts regarding the terrorist incidents that have taken place by the hand of the Iranian Islamic terrorist regime. And all the records show that they are actually accurate about how many Iranians have been butchered in their cities, their own people. And this time is the worst ever since World War II. Certain conclusions can be drawn about the Iranian policy on terrorism. Iran remains the ideological center of the pervasive America hating people throughout the Islamic Middle East. The Iranian Islamic theocracy began warring with America when it first took place in 1979 by taking 52 hostages from our embassy. Highlights of Iran's terrorism on Americans include the bombing and murder of 241 Marines in Beirut in 1983, the killing of 19 U.S. servicemen bombed at Cobalt Towers in Saudi Arabia in 1996. More recently, Iran is known to harbor Al-Qaeda operatives, which use other names now, who orchestrated the bombing of the Western residential compound in Saudi Arabia in 1993 that killed 9 Americans. So we have every reason to go after them, to take them out, and we must do it. We must. It is obvious that Iran is the root of Islamic terrorism today. Only in destroying the theocracy of these devils can we finally declare a major victory in the war on terror. Meanwhile, the Iranian rebels fight for their freedom to establish a government that will be secular in nature, but free of mullah faith, of Islamic terrorism, and become a multi-faith nation in principle and in practice. As long as the Iran of today continues, the war on terror will never end. Furthermore, if this terrorist regime were allowed to possess a nuclear bomb, there would be, my goodness, very great chance of World War III. And we're close to it now. Thank God Donald Trump is there, or we'd be in World War III. Can you imagine if all this took place under Joe Biden? My goodness gracious. There are just a few facts that reveal that the next war has to be with Iran. The most pressing area of concern is the utter and total abhorrent treatment of the Iranian people. Fear is a diabolical lullaby that puts us fast asleep and fatally asleep. We got to wake up. As Rabbi Pinchas Taylor wisely stated, regimes don't fall when people are angry. They fall when fear changes sides. We see that happening in Iran right now. We see young Iranians, men and women, perhaps more women than men, not running away from guns, running towards them to defeat and kill the IRGC murderers that are killing their own people. We cannot change our stance. We have to be tough. We cannot have a song and dance anymore. Stepped on toes can be mended, but it is a fatal mistake to dance with someone who holds a knife to your back. And that's what America has done since 1979. We cannot work with these people. They don't even want to work with us. So why try? We must kill everybody who's in the Iranian regime who has killed their people. It's a just recompense. There can be no compromising with those in Islam who have caused that religion to mutate into a cultish brood of vipers, bloody vermin who want to destroy their own fellow man. Terrible. There is no room for fear, no room for fatigue. There can be no peace until all the terror-supporting regimes have been routed and destroyed, especially the root of terror itself, the Islamic Republic of Iran. America is wise to make sure that all of our assets are in place. Yet, if America allows Iran to continue, they will eventually possess nuclear weapons. We know that. They'll go back to it. It will face the same writing on the wall. Iran will face the same writing on the wall that was brought to the king of Babylon at his own demise, because standing up against the people of Israel and defiling the people of Israel and defiling God. That's where Iran is today. Just like the king of Babylon lost his throne, Iran will lose their throne. God promises in Jeremiah 39 that he will break the bow of Elam, and Elam is the ancient name of Iran. And it's coming to pass today. So Donald Trump seems to even be, in the midst of everything, fulfilling scripture by attacking these evil people. The message that the Lord inscribed on the king's wall: you have been measured with scales and found wanting. That same message is now shining in the eyes of these evil men, especially Ayatollah Khamenei, who ordered, it's been proven now, ordered his militia, the IRG thugs, to shoot, to kill, to have no mercy on his own people. How can he expect to rule over people who he doesn't mind killing without any remorse? He has to die. President Trump's toughest task is not in mustering up the courage to do what's needed. He's already proved and demonstrated that he is up to that task, that's for sure. His task and objective has got to be to once and for all bring this sick, perverse, demonic regime to its complete and utter end, whatever it takes. Nada. We cannot step back. They cannot be allowed to continue. There is virtually no difference between destroying and the need to destroy the Nazis in Germany and obliterating and destroying every single shred of power in Iran and the satanic mullahs. We must end their cold, dead hands. We must see them lying on the floor. I have no mercy on them. Cursed is any man who calls evil good and good evil. Those people, that regime, that government is evil and it must be destroyed. Does the left love freedom? Is America willing to take the measures that are necessary, without which we will render the war in Afghanistan and Iraq useless and worthless? I predict that President Donald J. Trump is going to take massive action, not just a pinprick, but to destroy the complete, absolutely evil Islamic regime in Iran. We have got to stand up. He will take out this evil rogue regime, and the world and America will be far better off for it. Far better off for it. For the absence of war does not equal peace. Refusal to fight this war would most certainly spell defeat. We must not be afraid to fight this war. I'm not, and I'm sure you're not. So sad that millions of wimpy Americans are on the left. But we're going to stand up, we're going to do what's right, and we're going to take these people by their evil throat and break the bow of Iran, just like God promised he would. If you're a Christian out there and you're listening to me, open your Bible. Look in Jeremiah. Look in so many of the prophets. Zechariah. So many, even in Gaza. Look in Zephaniah. It talks about how Zephaniah said that God would destroy Gaza. You know, it's interesting. The name America is not even in the Bible, but Gaza is. He said it would be destroyed and handed back over to Israel. Perhaps we're seeing that fulfilled at this very hour. Thank you so much. And I'm sorry for my voice. I'm just getting over an autoimmune disease that attacked me last year. And for a long time, I couldn't even move my hands and my legs, but I've gotten so much better, praise God. He's watching over me. So I'm sorry for my voice is a little bit rough at times, but I want to get this out to you that I can say I had something to say about the destruction and the need of destruction of this evil Islamic, they call it a republic, Islamic Republic of Iran. And Javid Shah, the only man who's fit, who's able, and who's powerful enough to take this country back and give them an opportunity for freedom and to allow the people to finally vote for the government they want, is Reza Pahlavi. So pray for Reza Pahlavi. Pray for Donald Trump. Pray for America's soldiers, for America's pilots, for our ships, and pray that God bring the evil down upon Khamenei and his evil henchmen. There can be no alternative to total destruction of Iran and total victory for America and for the Iranian people, most importantly. God bless you all. That was what I think. I hope you'll tell me below in the comments what you think. And I just want to say it. Javid Shah. I hope this man takes power, frees his people, and makes the world safe for civilization. God bless you all. Take good care.